All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am so very excited today to be talking to this lady. Is a trailblazer in the gospel music industry. She is one half of the gospel super duo Mary Mary, as well as star of the hit reality television show on WeTV, Mary Mary. And today I'm talking to none other than Miss Tina Campbell. How you doing, ma'am?
I'm good. How are you?
I am fantastic. Listen, we truly appreciate you for stopping by and for sharing with our listeners today.
Oh, girl, it's my pleasure.
And you know, as I said, you've been such a trailblazer. You and your sister, you've had amazing careers. You guys have knocked down doors and just blazed new paths. Before we get into everything else that we're going to talk about today, all the great things you have going on, I remember a while back talking to Eric and Anson, you know, the Dawkins.
Yeah.
And they were talking about when they first started in gospel music, how there were so many challenges about, you know, their style and maybe even their presentation and so many different things. And they actually took a hiatus from gospel music for a while. But you and your sister, you kept going, you kept pressing, you kept blazing. Talk to us about that experience and how you managed to have such a vast career from that point up until now.
Well, first of all, we've just never been people to pay much attention to naysayers for some reason. The way our parents raised us, we never cared what anybody thinks. We cared what we thought because, excuse me, at the end of the day, what I think about myself is what's going to produce in my life, not what somebody else thinks about me unless I consider it. So I figured, why don't I just not consider it? So we never did. And personally, I have to care about you to care what you say. And so if I don't know people and they don't know me and all that kind of stuff, I don't take your opinion that seriously. I mean, I especially don't now. In the earlier ages, I used to get offended at stuff, but it never stopped me. For some reason, people's opinion and whether they took us in or accepted us, it never stopped us. Sometimes it made us alter what we were doing, or sometimes it made you feel like you should do a little bit more of this, or you should say a little bit more of this. But that's because we were lacking confidence in our artistry and in our individuality, which you don't have in your 20s. You're trying to figure that out. You know what I mean? So, you know, we struggled with our own development, trying to become confident in our own skin and our own artistry and our own space, and just know that God gave it to us to give to the world the way he gave it to us, and we weren't supposed to be anybody else. So it took a little time for us to get comfortable in that. But to me, that's just natural artist development. However, again, Erica and I never really cared about what people thought. Your opinion was not going to ever stop me, ever, because then I would think that I'm stupid to let somebody's negative opinion keep me from doing what I believe I can do and what I believe God has put me on the earth to do, or will, you know, allow me to do some kind of way. So, you know, again, you know, haters were always there, but we never gave it much attention. There's too many people supporting, too many people helping, too many people praying for us and all of that kind of stuff for us to put all of our attention to the 5% or 10% that's negative, when 90% is supporting, when 90% are being positively impacted by it. So, you know, that's just how we've always approached our lives and approached our career. And furthermore, we come from a church that believed that if God can't do nothing, I won't say that. We came from a church where you believe God can do anything. And the only thing God won't do is what you don't believe him for. So we made ourselves, even against all odds, when you sitting up looking at stuff that look like it's not working out and everybody's giving you stats and everybody's telling you what your reality is, you keep that faith and that vision in your mind, because my thoughts are, well, according to the word of God, God can exceed my expectations, my imaginations, my dreams, and all these questions and stuff that I'm throwing at him. So that's all I'm going to consider, and I'm going to move forward. So that's how Erica and I have approached our careers with Mary Mary. And it's the same thing that we're doing individually. You know, we keep our eyes on God, and he'll work everything out.
All right. And, you know, speaking of your individual careers, you tweeted something not too long ago, and it was one of those tweets that I think was heard around the world. You said, new solo music, new book, new me. So tell us, what's new with Miss Tina Campbell? Well,
what's new with me is I've been delivered. Amen. I would just say that. I've been delivered. You know, I went through hell with my husband last year. My marriage almost broke up. I found out about my husband's infidelity, and I almost lost my way, lost my mind, lost my life, and lost a few other lives in the process. I was just angry and frustrated and hurt and broken and confused and depressed and oppressed And I was just in a very destructive way, mentally and physically. And in my heart, I really wanted to forgive, and I wanted to, within 7 days, I was trying to forgive. I had made a decision to forgive, but I didn't realize that forgiveness is first a decision, then it's a process of accepting, letting go, and then moving on. And I didn't realize what that process was going to consist of, and that process almost took me out. Because, I'm trying to pray, but my head is saying, you can get them, Tina. Go get them. Go show these people, you know what I'm saying? Let them feel what they made you feel, because you just got punked, and you don't got to just take it. So I'm going through all of this kind of stuff, right? And after I'm spending a year of utter torment and schizophrenia, because my heart and mind are completely conflicted every day, all day. I'm trying to pray, then I'm acting a fool, and then I'm praying, and then I'm acting a fool, then I'm reading the Bible, and then I'm doing something crazy, and I'm trying, and I'm failing. And so I went through all of that, and I was like, I don't like this. This is retarded. This is insane, and this is an unscrupulous way of existing, and I can choose to stop doing this. If nothing ever worked out with me and my husband, I just did not want to be this miserable, angry, enraged, evil, negative person, because it's death. Mm-hmm. And so I fought for my deliverance. I came and I read the Bible every day, and I prayed every day, and I was on 4 different fasts. I flunked 3 of them. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't get that thing right, but I never stopped trying. I never stopped trying. I never stopped running to God. And I prayed specific prayers that God would change the way I was thinking, that he would change my perspective, that he would help me to forgive, that he would help me to have a tender heart and understanding and compassion, because sometimes people do horrible, horrible things, and they're not horrible people, and they don't actually mean to hurt you. Just because they're in a screwed up way, they make screwed up decisions that they completely regret afterwards. But in the process, they couldn't think that way because they were busy being selfish or dealing with issues that they were trying to fix with the wrong source, which is no different than what I was doing. I fixed everything with anger or arrogance or pride or, things that I thought were good for the moment. You know what I'm saying? So God gave me compassion, and he changed my heart, and he changed my mind. He changed my view. He all that stuff that I was dealing with, he took that stuff right away from me. And he gave me all of his attributes, and I'm grateful for that, because I was not like this a year ago. I struggled constantly to be this way, but I prayed specifically that God would change what was going on. I was like, God, whatever I'm supposed to learn, teach me, because I cannot go through this again. I cannot go through anything this painful, this harsh, and this overwhelming, where I'm literally ready to throw my faith and my life away. And because I prayed from the depths of my being, and I told God my truth, and I gave God everything. I was honest about every horrible part of my existence. I wasn't lying and blaming stuff on everybody. After a while, I finally started realizing, okay, Tina got issues. And I took that to God, and he changed me. And so now I'm happy. Now I'm optimistic. Now I have humility. Now I know how to appreciate others and have compassion and understanding. Now I realize I'm not big. The God who blessed me is big. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm so completely grateful for the space and the opportunity and the career that he has given me. And I don't have this false humility saying that I'm so grateful, but I'm really cocky, like they would get my stuff right because I'm such and such and such and such. We ain't, we don't have these conflicting personalities all happening at the same time. We one thing in theory and another thing in actual and indeed. I'm just consistent all across the board right now, and I'm not perfect, but I'm aiming for perfection, and my eyes are on Jesus more than they have ever been, because he took me out of that pit that I was in, and he saved my life. And my faith was what I believe saved my life. But when you almost lose your life and don't nothing but faith save your life, you value it much more. So I'm in that space now. That's the new me.
Miss Tina, I think one of the blessings that was able to come out of your experience and what you shared with the world, I think to see you really live that and put a face on the pain that so many couples deal with and so many people deal with, and the way it affected you, the truth of how it affected you, I know that had to have an impact on so many people. So